For the pocket option, you'll want to finish all of the side edges and then you'll fold it in just along the serger stitches for the side edges. And then for the top edge, you'll fold it over a little bit more according to the pattern and sew across to create that finished top edge. Next, we'll attach one front to one shorts back along the side edge, clip in place, and then sew across. You'll repeat the same construction for the remaining front and back shorts piece. Take one piece and lay it nice and flat, spreading out that side seam. Make sure that you iron it flat so it's not bunched up. And you'll place the pocket aligning the raw edge of the bottom of the pocket to the bottom of the shorts, centered over the side seam. And then just sew down both sides to attach the pocket to the shorts. You'll repeat this for the remaining pocket and shorts front and back pieces. Next, we'll sew the inseam of the shorts by aligning the crotch point all the way down to the bottom hem edge. You'll do this for both sets of the shorts front and back pieces. We will now be sewing the two short leg pieces together. You'll have one set turned right side out and one set turned wrong side out. Align at the inseam crotch point. You can press one seam allowance to one side and the opposite seam allowance to the opposite side to create a little bit of a flatter seam. And then you'll just pin it along that crotch curve and the back rise as well. Sew along the pinned seam there to attach both short leg pieces together. You can turn the shorts right side out. This is a great opportunity to try it on, make any adjustments that's needed before hemming and moving on to the skirt. To hem, you'll just turn the shorts wrong side back out. You can serge the bottom edge and turn it up 1/2 inch, or you can turn up twice 1/4 inch. And you'll sew the hem on both of the legs of the shorts. Next, we'll be hemming both the skirt front and the skirt back. You can do this a variety of ways, and there's a lot of tips included in the tutorial. I like to serge around the outside raw edge. You could also leave the edge raw if you prefer. You'll turn it in 1/4 inch and use the steam feature of your iron to get the curves nice and flat, and then you'll turn it in another 1/4 inch. Or if you prefer, you can just turn it in one time for 1/2 inch, although I find that a little bit more difficult on the curves. Whatever option works best for you, choose that and hem both the skirt front and back. Now we'll be assembling the skirt pieces. So you will be taking the back skirt piece, it's the longer piece, and placing it on top of the front skirt piece, overlapping according to the pattern measurement indicated. Pin the overlap in place. If you'd like a little bit more coverage, you can choose to sew down the side. I just like to run that stitch line on top of the previously created stitch line a couple of inches, and that will kind of close up the overlap a little bit further down the leg. And again, you'll repeat this for the opposite side, making sure to put the skirt back on top of the skirt front. It kind of wraps towards the front a little bit in that tulip shape. Double check one more time you're sewing the skirt back on top of the skirt front. Just go ahead and baste those two sides together. Now we'll be layering the skirt on top of the shorts, again making sure that the skirt front matches with the shorts front, skirt back with the shorts back. You'll start by aligning the side seams and then the quarter points of the skirt with the front center seam of the shorts and the quarter point of the skirt back with the back center seam of the shorts. Sew a basting stitch along the waistline edge of your skirt and shorts to keep those two layers together. I like to lessen the tension of my sewing machine and use a long straight stitch here. You can remove these stitches later before finishing the waistband seam with a serger. You can set the skirt and shorts aside. Now we'll be working on our waistband. This is a contour waistband. You'll align the raw edges on the sides of both the front and back contour waistband. It does create a V, which allows for that nice tapered look to your waistband, so make sure that you align that center V point on both sides as well. And you'll just sew across those side seams. I like to clip into the center V of my contour waistband, not all the way to the stitch line, but just close to the stitch line. That allows the seam allowance to open up and lay a little flatter. After you've ironed the seam allowances open, you can fold your waistband in half, aligning the side seams that will allow you to find the front quarter point and the back quarter point of your waistband. You will match those quarter points with the front shorts center seam and the back short center seam. And then the side seams of the contour waistband will align with the side seam of the skirt, kind of like the center of the overlap that you have from the back skirt over the front skirt. So slide the waistband in. The waistband will need to be stretched to fit the skirt. So I like to start by aligning the quarter points and then easing the skirt in between the waistband, stretching the waistband to fit. Don't be afraid to use a lot of clips here as you stretch the waistband to fit the skirt. For our last step, you'll just sew the waistband to the skirt, easing in between the pins or clips. You can finish that waistline seam with a serger, flip up the waistband, and you are good to go, my friends. Thank you so much for sewing the Serena Skort pattern.